One of the key benefits of shifting the focus away from what we do is that it helps remove the barriers that often exist between us. When people define themselves by their jobs, it can create a sense of hierarchy or competition. We may unconsciously place others into categories based on their professional status, which can lead to feelings of superiority or inferiority. But when we prioritize who people are over what they do, we begin to see them as whole individuals, each with unique perspectives, strengths, and experiences. This fosters a sense of equality and inclusivity, where everyone feels valued for who they are, not just what they can accomplish. Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk to you about something that seems almost counterintuitive in our achievement-driven world: never tell people what you do. In a society where we often define ourselves by our jobs, titles, and accomplishments, it's crucial to step back and consider what it means to truly know and be known by others. In a world that often emphasizes the importance of achievements, success, and titles, one of the most profound realizations is that our value as human beings is not determined by what we do, but by who we are. This idea challenges the very foundation of how we interact with one another and how we perceive ourselves. When we focus on who we are as individuals, rather than what we do for a living or the accomplishments we've amassed, we open the door to more meaningful connections and a deeper sense of purpose. At the core of this realization is the idea of vulnerability. Vulnerability is not a weakness, rather, it is the courage to be authentic and genuine. When we lead with vulnerability, we step away from the societal pressure to be perfect, to impress others, and to present ourselves in a way that reflects external achievements. Instead, we allow ourselves to be seen as we truly are, without the layers of titles, positions, and accolades. This is not to say that we should hide our achievements or be ashamed of our work, but rather that we should not allow them to become the defining factor of our identity. The danger in identifying too strongly with our jobs or accomplishments is that it creates a false narrative about who we are. Achievements are temporary, they come and go. Promotions, awards, and titles may provide a sense of pride and recognition, but they do not fundamentally change who we are at our core. When we place our worth solely in these external measures, we risk losing sight of the values and qualities that make us truly human. We become defined by what we do rather than who we are, and that is a fragile identity to build. When we focus on vulnerability and authenticity, we are invited to share our humanity. This approach allows us to connect with others on a deeper level. Instead of conversations revolving around job titles and accomplishments, we begin to discuss our passions, fears, struggles, and dreams. These conversations, though not centered around external measures of success, allow for far more meaningful connections. We discover that we are not defined by the labels we wear, but by the way we show up in the world, the relationships we nurture, and the impact we have on others. This shift in focus from achievement to vulnerability also frees us from the burden of comparison. When we tie our identity to external success, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing ourselves to others. We look at others' accomplishments and measure them against our own, often leading to feelings of inadequacy, envy, or insecurity. However, when we understand that our worth is rooted in who we are, not what we do, the need for comparison fades away. We begin to appreciate our unique qualities and celebrate the diversity of experiences and perspectives that everyone brings to the table. Furthermore, when we lead with vulnerability, we encourage others to do the same. By being open about our struggles, our challenges, and our moments of doubt, we create a space where others feel safe to share their own vulnerabilities. This mutual exchange of authenticity strengthens relationships and fosters a sense of trust. We no longer see each other through the lens of external labels, but as people with shared experiences and emotions, capable of understanding and supporting one another. In essence, focusing on who we are rather than what we do creates an environment of authenticity, connection, and growth. It allows us to build deeper relationships, free from the constraints of societal expectations. It reminds us that our value is not tied to our achievements, but to our humanity and our willingness to be vulnerable with others. And in embracing this, we can truly thrive, not just as professionals, but as individuals who are deeply connected to themselves and to those around them. You said, expand second keynote, do not add subheading, must be of 500 words. ChatGPT said. ChatGPT. When we define ourselves primarily by our jobs, titles, or external accomplishments, we risk limiting our understanding of who we truly are. Society often encourages us to focus on what we do as a measure of our worth, whether it's our career, education, or personal milestones. However, this external definition of identity is inherently fragile. It ties our sense of self to factors that are often beyond our control or change over time, which can lead to feelings of instability, insecurity, and even burnout. For example, when we identify ourselves too strongly with our professional roles or achievements, we begin to equate our worth with our work performance. This creates a narrow view of identity, one that only holds meaning in the context of what we are producing or accomplishing. If we experience a setback, such as losing a job or failing to meet a goal, we may begin to question our value. These moments of external failure or uncertainty can cause us to feel less worthy, disconnected, or even lost, as we have based our self-worth entirely on something external to our true selves. In this way, identifying solely by external labels can prevent us from developing a deeper, more authentic sense of who we are. Our value should not be determined by how others perceive us based on our careers or successes. Instead, we must look inward and define ourselves by our inherent qualities, such as our kindness, integrity, resilience, and the way we treat others, rather than our titles or job descriptions. These internal characteristics are much more stable and enduring, and they offer us a clearer, more consistent sense of identity. The dangers of tying our self-worth to external labels can be seen in the pressures many people face, particularly in high-stakes professions. The constant pressure to perform and achieve can lead to unhealthy work habits, stress, and even a sense of burnout. For example, when someone's self-image is built around the idea of being a successful lawyer, doctor, or executive, the fear of failure becomes more than just a professional challenge, it becomes a personal crisis. If their performance falters or if they encounter obstacles, it's not just a setback in their career, it feels like a personal failure, diminishing their sense of self and self-worth. Moreover, when we define ourselves solely through our accomplishments, we risk missing out on the rich variety of experiences that shape us as people. Our identities are multidimensional, influenced by our personal interests, relationships, passions, and values. By focusing exclusively on what we do for a living, we ignore these other aspects of who we are, qualities that contribute to our sense of fulfillment and meaning. This narrow view of identity leaves little room for personal growth or the exploration of new interests, hobbies, and goals outside the scope of our professional roles. In addition, the tendency to define ourselves by our professions often leads to unhealthy comparisons with others. When we measure our success based on external achievements, we begin to view others in the same way. We may compare our job titles, salary, or career trajectory to those of our peers, leading to feelings of inadequacy or competition. This creates a toxic cycle of comparison that undermines our self-esteem, making us feel as though we are never enough. Yet, when we shift our focus away from what we do to who we are, we begin to recognize that each person is on their own unique journey, and that success is not solely defined by career milestones. By reframing the way we view ourselves and others, we can shift our focus from external labels to internal qualities that truly define our worth. Our character, our values, and our relationships are what truly shape who we are as individuals. When we let go of the need to define ourselves by what we do, we open ourselves up to new opportunities for growth, connection, and a more fulfilling life. This shift allows us to embrace the full richness of our humanity and the diverse ways in which we contribute to the world around us, far beyond the confines of a job title or career path. You said, expand third keynote, do not add subheading, must be of 500 words. ChatGPT said. ChatGPT. By refraining from defining ourselves by what we do professionally, we create a space for deeper, more authentic connections with others. In a society where so much of our identity is wrapped up in our jobs, it's easy to overlook the importance of simply being human and connecting on a personal level. When we remove the emphasis on titles and accomplishments, we make room for conversations that transcend the surface and allow us to engage with one another in more meaningful ways. This shift can profoundly transform the way we interact with others, enabling us to build relationships based on true understanding, shared experiences, and mutual respect. When we lead with vulnerability and authenticity, we invite others to do the same. By focusing less on what we do for a living and more on who we are as individuals, we signal that it is safe to engage without the need for pretense or external validation. Rather than merely exchanging facts about our jobs, we can talk about our passions, our fears, and the things that truly matter to us. These types of conversations have the power to create bonds that are stronger and more enduring because they are rooted in shared human experiences, not just the roles we play in the world. One of the key benefits of shifting the focus away from what we do is that it helps remove the barriers that often exist between us. When people define themselves by their jobs, it can create a sense of hierarchy or competition. We may unconsciously place others into categories based on their professional status, which can lead to feelings of superiority or inferiority. But when we prioritize who people are over what they do, we begin to see them as whole individuals, each with unique perspectives, strengths, and experiences. This fosters a sense of equality and inclusivity, where everyone feels valued for who they are, not just what they can accomplish. Moreover, focusing on who we are rather than what we do encourages empathy. When we engage in conversations that are not based on professional accomplishments, we allow ourselves to understand the person behind the title. We learn about their journey, their challenges, and their triumphs not just within the context of their career, but in every aspect of their life. This creates an opportunity for genuine empathy, as we realize that we all share common experiences, struggles, and dreams. We see each other not through the lens of professional success or failure, but as human beings who are navigating similar paths in life. This approach also opens the door to more authentic collaboration and teamwork. When we connect with others on a deeper level, we create environments where people feel safe to contribute their ideas, be creative, and take risks. In professional settings, this can lead to more innovative solutions and stronger team dynamics, as individuals are able to bring their whole selves to the table, without the fear of judgment or comparison. When the focus shifts from what someone does to who they are, people feel more comfortable sharing their true thoughts and perspectives, knowing that their contributions will be valued for their authenticity, not their credentials. Additionally, removing the emphasis on external labels allows us to expand our view of success. Success is no longer defined by job titles, income levels, or societal achievements. Instead, we begin to see success in the ways we connect with others, in how we support and uplift those around us, and in the quality of our relationships. Success becomes about personal growth, emotional well-being, and the impact we have on others, rather than just career milestones. This broader definition of success can help us lead more fulfilling lives, as we focus on what truly matters to us, and not just what society tells us should matter. In the end, when we prioritize who people are over what they do, we create the foundation for richer, more fulfilling connections. We move beyond the superficiality of titles and accomplishments and engage with others on a level that is rooted in empathy, authenticity, and shared human experience. These connections are more resilient and meaningful, offering the kind of support, understanding, and fulfillment that can only come from truly seeing and appreciating each other for who we are, not just for what we can achieve.